Good evening, everyone. How are you all? How are you all, guys? Lag వస్తుంది. Stuck అవుతుంది. Right. So, how are you all, guys? Everyone is doing great. Good evening, Faria, Ruhi. Good evening, Piyush. Good evening, Piyush. Arbaz Khan, Syed Fatima. Everyone, good evening. Good evening. So, hope everyone is doing great, guys. Only 58 students. 58 students. मतलब क्या? You are not understanding whatever I'm teaching. ये बताओ, you don't want me to teach microbiology, then I will stop teaching microbiology. कल से ही classes बंद करवाएंगे. Okay? Tell me, why only few students? I don't understand. 10 students are less, right? ठीक है, max to max 15 students are less. ठीक है, fine. Some are the other reasons, है ना? But suddenly 50 students, 60 students, if they are less, it means that you're not understanding whatever I'm teaching. But the same classes I've already taught everywhere in 4 or 5 different universities. They all loved it. तो बाकी what happened? बिरयानी तो टूस लिया कल, अच्छे से टूसा कल बिरयानी. So today there is any other additional menu? Acha, today is Saturday and Sunday. That's why. Fine. Christmas preparation. Right. Everyone is becoming Santa or what? Everyone is wearing that Santa dress today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we don't have a class, okay? Tomorrow there is a live session, microbiology live session, rapid revision session will be there. So if possible, all of you join that rapid revision session, and that would be live on YouTube, same at 6 o'clock, okay? So open that video, learn something, right? So that would be a quick review of entire microbiology. Okay? So let us wait for 5 more minutes and then hum shuru karte hain. We will not wait for the remaining. 5th sem students are in the meeting with Dean. 5th sem students are also attending these classes. मुझे नहीं पता था. I thought only first, second year. Okay, 5th sem are also attending the classes. Fine, that's good then. That is, tell all the 5th sem students to attend the live session also tomorrow, क्योंकि वो बहुत important है, mainly 5th semester के लिए, because you are about to pass out, है ना? So, how was your biryani yesterday? Good. And today I don't know. I can tell that remaining students who haven't attended are unlucky. क्योंकि आज मैं today I'm going to teach you these things. What culture methods? Okay, culture media क्या होगा? Everything with conceptually in detail I'm going to teach, and to understand better, I'm also going to show you the experiment also. How do you make these things? Okay. So I've got some blood. ये blood नहीं है, वैसा ink है. Think that it is blood, okay? Blood and all. So we even got some few agar pieces also over here. So we are going to cook something in the class, okay? And I'm sure that this is going to be more tasty than the biryani which you tasted last night. Okay? Chalo. So let us start now. You know? Let us start. Right. So all of you guys, yesterday, what did we discuss yesterday? We have discussed regarding, अच्छा वैसे कल हमने क्या डिस्कस किया था? Anyone, any idea? Yesterday, what was the class about completely? Very good. Staining. We discussed different types of staining methods yesterday, if you remember, right? We have discussed wide variety of staining methods. Okay. And regarding these staining methods, we have discussed how do you do the staining, like simple staining discuss kiya, differential staining. In differential staining, we discussed about gram staining, Zn staining, उन दोनों का differences. What are the differences that are present between gram staining as well as your negative staining? Both of them also we have discussed, right? So, and also we have discussed about special staining methods, like for spores, what is a stain? For structures like flagella, structures like metachromatic granules. And tell me, metachromatic granules are rich in, बताओ, कौन बताएगा? Metachromatic granules are rich in. Very fast. Metachromatic granule. Very good. Faria, very good. Metachromatic granules. Jahanvi, very good. They're rich in phosphate. So today we shall be discussing mainly about the culture media. Now, guys, listen carefully. Layer by layer, I'll deposit the things in your mind. Okay. Culture media are divided broadly into two categories based upon physical state, based upon ingredients. इसको कैसे याद रखना चाहिए? How do you remember this? For example, let us say your friend is, if you are staying in a flat or whatever it is, your friend is making some delicious food. Okay. Now you entered into the kitchen, open the lid. The moment you see, will you get the taste? Right? The moment you open the lid, will you put your head inside and taste? No. First thing, you will see that whether that dish, whatever he is making, right? Let us say some curry is cooking, okay, paneer curry or whatever is cooking, is it a what to say? Is it a curry type, right? Or is it completely liquid, or is it let us say fry type? Okay, so obviously only three things you know, yes or no? So you know solid things. What is solid thing? Solid thing is nothing but fry. ठीक है, उसके बाद completely water and finally the semi gravy type. So the moment you look, you will see three things will come into your mind. One is called as solid media, और दूसरा क्या होगा, उसका consistency semi solid हो सकता है, and तीसरा what can it be there? It can be in the form of a liquid. So that is what is called as culture media based upon the physical state. So culture media based upon the physical state is divided into three important things. What are those three important things? One important thing is whether the preparation which you are doing is in a solid medium, वो solid है, whether you are doing it in a semi-solid medium, and third important thing, whether you are doing it in a liquid medium. Solid, semi-solid, and liquid. Next, based upon the ingredients. Now, based upon the ingredients also, we have got four special kinds. What do you mean by based upon the ingredients? Okay, how did you prepare this dish? How many, let us say, how many ingredients you have added? How many spices you have added? You have added only one spice, like just pepper, and you're making it. This is called as simple. Yes or no? If you're adding more than one spice, right, then you have to call this as complex. Yes or no? If you're getting masalas from the market, let us say you did not prepare these masalas in the home, not homemade masalas, you're getting it from the shop, so these are called synthetic masalas. Yes or no? Or if you're getting masalas from abroad, let us say you are in India, you wanted to cook some dish and your friend have sent masalas from United States, so these are called as special masalas. So based upon ingredients also, within that agar plate, what are the things you are adding? Are you adding only one masala? That is called as simple medium. That is called as simple medium. If you are adding more than one, that is called as complex medium. If you are adding the things that you have got from the shop, they are called as synthetic medium. And finally, from the United States, that is your special medium. Special medium. So these are the things we are going to learn today. Till here, all of you understood perfectly clear? Yes or no? Fatafat. Jaldi batao. Very good. Fine. Now, next important thing is that first we shall focus mainly on solid medium. Okay. Uske baad semi-solid, liquid, then simple, complex, synthetic, special, so and so and so. Okay. So first of all, we shall focus mainly on the solid media. Now, coming to this particular solid media, what do you need to know? What is solid media क्या होता है? Why do we need this culture media? ये बताना मैंने भूल गया. Why do we need this culture media is that if you wanted to grow an organism, okay, let us say there is a village के अंदर one patient was affected with Vibrio cholera. Okay, so he is having cholera right now. Now next day, even that infection spread to, let us say, 5 or 10 more people there, because all of them had the same food in the party. Okay, now slowly what is happening is that the entire village is slowly getting infected with this. So what will you do? What will you do is that to prevent this, you take that bacteria. Now, after taking the bacteria, with a single bacteria, will you do the experiments? I wanted to study to prepare some drugs. I wanted to study what is the structure of the bacteria, how many flagella are there, what is the shape of the bacteria, right? What kind of color will the bacteria take? Is it a gram-positive bacteria or gram-negative bacteria? Right? What toxins it is releasing, what enzymes it is. To study all these, I need sufficient amount of bacteria. It means I have to culture these bacteria. For that, we use all these medium. Okay. If I am culturing the bacteria in a solid media, right, you have to know how does this work. How are you culturing the bacteria in a solid media? Let us say, ये देखो ये पूरा liquid है ना, right? This is completely liquid. Now, if I'm growing the bacteria in this liquid, this is called as liquid media. अगर ये semi solid है मान लो, right? If I'm growing bacteria in this is called as semi solid media. Don't write, just listen. If this has become solid, if this is a solid thing, that red color thing is solid, if I'm growing bacteria on that, it means it is called as solid media. The question that is asked all the time is, in solid media, how is the medium getting solid? How is the medium getting solid? It is because all the time you use a thing called as agar. Okay, agar. So what is agar? Agar is a solidifying agent. Agar is a solidifying agent. Okay. Now, you might get a doubt from where this agar is made up of. Agar is made up of polysaccharides. Agar is made of polysaccharides. Agar is made of what? Agar is made of polysaccharides. Now, where is an agar? For example, you see these pieces, right? So these are the agar pieces which I have, right? Now, this agar is right now in a solid way. Yes or no? It is in a solid state. ठीक है, ये melt होगा, हाँ होगा. Now, if you take an agar and heat it at 98 degrees centigrade, then it will melt. नहीं सर मुझे फिर solid बनना है. How will you make it solid again? Again you have to reduce the temperature to 42 degrees, then it will become solid. These were the two questions that were asked in the previous FMGE. Remember this thing, right? So this agar will melt at how many degrees? It will melt at 98 degrees centigrade. Okay, and then it will solidify it. It becomes solid at how many degrees? It will become solid at 42 degrees centigrade. I want you to remember these two important points. Very, 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 very important. Clear, all of you? Right. Sir, how many types of agar do we have? We basically have got two different types of agar. So we use mainly two common agars. What are these two common agars? The first one, give me a second. Let me set some colors over here. Right. The first agar, which we basically use over here, is called as Japanese agar. The agar which we use over here is called as Japanese agar. And the second agar which we use over here is called as New Zealand agar. New Zealand agar. Okay. What is this Japanese agar? Japanese agar, how much percentage of agar is present within this? We have got 2% Japanese agar and we basically use 1.2% of New Zealand agar. So most commonly, which agars we use? We use Japanese agar as well as New Zealand agar. If you look at the structure of agar, this is how the agar is. You cut a small piece, add, ठीक है, ये liquid है ना, ये liquid है ना, you cut a small piece of this picture and इसके अंदर डाल दो, right? You put it in this. When you put it in this and then try to shake it, slowly it will become solid. So बन गया solid media. Yes or no? So this is what I was trying to tell you, right? So all of you understood this thing till here. Be very fast. You understood everyone. First year students for whom microbiology hasn't started yet, you all understood. Very good. Now, abhi ye dekho, sir, you can use any one media, right? If you wanted to study the bacteria, either use liquid or solid or semi-solid. Why? What is the use of using all these three media? The reason is, just look here. Why do we use solid media? Why do we use solid media? You use solid media to study the colony characteristics of the bacteria. Okay, if there are a group of streptococci bacteria, if there are a group of Escherichia coli, if there is a group of Streptococcus pneumonia, you have to study the characters of the colony. That is called as a colony. In that colony, you have to study the characteristics of the colony. For that, we need solid media. So solid media, you use to study colony characteristics. Colony characteristics. Okay. Next important thing. Why do we use liquid media? Why do we use liquid media? Liquid media we use for fermentation process. All of you know fermentation क्या होता है ना? So for fermentation, which media, when you visit these factories, fermentation factories, there you will find tanks and tanks of liquid media where they use liquid media for fermentation. Next, why do we need semi-solid media? Why do we need semi-solid media? See, simple thing. Okay, I'll write down the answer also. Semi-solid media, we need to study bacterial motility. Bacterial motility. Okay. Why are you using bacterial motility in semi-solid media? Why can't you use liquid media? Okay. For example, let us say that this is your liquid media. Right. Let us say that this particular glass, right? Water in this is your liquid media. Okay. This is your liquid media. Now, if I throw a bacteria into this, bacteria is highly motile. So bacteria can move very fast. Now, when the bacteria is moving very fast within this liquid, do you think, can I study the bacteria properly? No. So if this is semi-solid, मान लो ये semi-solid है. Now put the bacteria into this. Will the bacteria move fastly or will the bacteria move slowly like this? The bacteria will move in a slow motion. So in a slow motion, very nicely you can study what is the shape of the bacteria, how the bacteria is moving, what is this kind of motility, everything you can study. So that is the reason why we use semi-solid media. Now all of you understood till here. ये देखो ये semi-solid media है. If such picture comes in the exam, just put it as semi-solid media. Okay, so ये वाला जो है, this is your semi-solid media. All of you understood, right? है ना? Tushar, you understood? First years, you're understanding, right? ठीक है. So, can you give me one example of liquid media? Liquid media, one example of liquid media is nutrient broth. Nutrient broth. अब ये nutrient broth क्या है? What is this nutrient broth? I will tell you. What is nutrient broth? I will tell you in a second. Okay, but just keep this aside. Nutrient broth. This is nutrient broth. Now what we do? We have discussed about solid media. We have discussed semi-solid. We have discussed liquid. We discussed solid media में what do you use to make this medium solid? क्या use करते हो? Agar. What is the agar you use? You use Japanese agar, you use New Zealand agar. Japanese agar is 2%, New Zealand agar is 1.2%. Next, semi-solid media, liquid media, solid media, तीनों का we have also studied the what is the use of all these three. Now we will enter into the based upon ingredient part. Within that, the first important thing we shall discuss is a simple media. The first important thing we're going to discuss is your simple media. Okay. So let us write it down. Right. So the first important thing based upon ingredients. Based upon the ingredients is your simple media. Simple media. Okay. Now, when I tell simple media, what is the first example? By concept which we have already discussed, simple media क्या हो सकता है? What is simple media which I told you? Simple media is you just add only one masala into the dish which you are making. That is called simple media. One masala मतलब only one thing that is called as peptone water. Peptone water, that's it, which contains what? Only peptone. Water so we don't consider, right? Peptone water contains what? Peptone. Only one masala, right? So can I call this as a simple media? Yes. So this is called as your simple media. So the first important example is peptone water. Okay. So peptone water is an example of simple media. Let us start making these things now. Now, all of you look here. This is agar plate. Just agar plate nahi hai mere paas. Maggi masala nahi, not Maggi masala Sultan. See, I don't have agar plate. Let us take this. Think this is an agar plate. Now what I have done is that within this agar plate, I have added water. So this is the water which I have added into this agar plate. Okay. Now after adding water into this agar plate, what is the next thing I do? I should add peptone also. See, now I am taking some peptone. I'm taking some peptone and I'm adding this peptone also. अभी ये क्या हो गया? What is this? What is this thing? This is exactly 30 ml, right? What is this thing? This is called as peptone water. So if I give this thing to you, what will you tell? Which medium is this? This is called as simple media. हो गया? This is what is called as simple media. Everyone understood? Yes or no? ये 40 ml लग रहा है, लगेगा? लगेगा 40 ml लगेगा. जब पी के बैठते हो क्लास में लगता है 40 ml. So all of you understood, right? So simple thing, I have added water and peptone water. This is an example of simple media. In the exam, what they'll ask you, they will ask you the ingredients. Ingredients क्या हो सकता है? So I have taken water, okay. Then I have taken peptone. Peptone, how much did I take? 1%, okay. They will change the values as 1.5, 1.52% and all. Now, and NaCl also. 0.5% NaCl. Salt, guys, I did not add it here, but salt na, in every medium you add salt. Okay, to maintain the stability of the medium, in every medium you add salt. That is the reason why I did not take it into consideration. The main thing is water, peptone, khatam. Done. So this is called as peptone water. Second important thing. What is the second important thing? We should study what is nutrient broth. मैंने बोला था, याद है? Here I have discussed. कहाँ पे? Liquid media is a nutrient broth, right? Now, what is nutrient broth? Third important thing we'll discuss is what is nutrient agar. Nutrient agar. What is nutrient broth and what is nutrient agar? Now, what I'm telling you is that, so this water, whatever it is, what is this called as peptone water? Is peptone water के अंदर now I'm adding 1% meat. Meat नहीं है मेरे पास अभी, ठीक है? But I'm just adding few important things. ये देखो, I'm adding 1% meat like this. Okay. After adding meat, what will I do? I'm just shaking it like this. Okay. So what are the things that are present here, guys? Actually, in the real lab, microbiology lab, this is not how the things are done. Okay. Alexa preparations, Alexa methods. So for you to understand, I'm just showing it casually. Okay. Don't think this is the same way that in the microbiology lab they will do. Microbiology is very easy now. So what are the things I have added over here right now? Water, peptone, right? Salt is all the time present. And next, apart from that, what I have added one more thing, 1% meat extract. Now you call this as nutrient broth. Okay. Now you call this as nutrient broth. So what do you mean by nutrient broth? Nutrient broth matlab peptone water. Peptone water matlab all these things will come. Okay. Peptone water plus 1% meat extract. 1% meat extract is what is called as nutrient broth. Okay. Nutrient broth. Now, what is nutrient agar? Now, this is nutrient broth so far. Agar is nutrient. अभी ये बताओ nutrient broth कैसे? Liquid or semi-solid or solid? Anyone? Very fastly. ये देखो. How is this nutrient broth? In the form of a liquid or semi-solid or kaha semi? Fatima, semi, kaha semi? Liquid. This is completely liquid. Completely liquid. That is why I have written here. Liquid media का example क्या है? Nutrient broth. Okay. Completely liquid है. This is not solid. Okay. It is completely liquid. I've just added water, salt, 1% meat extract. बस खत्म. ये पूरा liquid है अभी. ये देखो. Right. Right. Now what I'm doing is that this is nutrient broth. To this nutrient broth, I'm adding 2%. 2% what? 2% of agar. ये देखो ये agar है. Okay, this is agar. I'm just adding 2% of agar. After adding this, again I will mix, or let us say I will heat it, whatever it is. Now this medium will turn to what? This medium will turn to solid. Okay, now this medium will turn to solid. Why it will turn to solid? Because I've added 2% agar. Now you call this as nutrient agar. Now you call this medium as nutrient agar. So what do you mean by nutrient broth? Sorry, nutrient agar. Nutrient agar in the sense nutrient broth plus 2% agar is called as nutrient agar. Nutrient broth, studying of the bacteria curve, yes. Nutrient agar, biochemical test, yes. Very good. So broth we use to study the bacterial curve, as well as the agar we use to study which enzymes the bacteria is basically releasing. Okay. So in bacteriology, I will come about that. We will discuss about that. But till here, all of you understood all these preparations, guys. Everyone, Piyush, Arbaz Khan, Sandesh, all of you understood? Everyone perfectly clear? Very good. Very good. So the real nutrient broth कैसे रहेगा? The real nutrient agar. How does a real nutrient agar look? ये देखो. This is how the real nutrient agar looks. Okay. This is how the real nutrient agar looks. अभी इस nutrient agar के अंदर पता क्या क्या है? There is peptone. There is salt. There is water. There is 1% meat extract and 2% agar. All these 5 things are present here. Okay. Right. Now coming to the next important thing, after simple media is complex media, right? What is after this? The next important thing is complex media. Second important thing is your complex media. Okay. So the second important thing would be your complex media. Now, when it comes to complex media, the only example which I can give you in complex media is blood agar. The only example is blood agar. I will talk about this blood agar and its preparation in a minute. But before that, write down one more important thing. Third important thing we will discuss is about the synthetic media. So this synthetic media का example है peptone water. Peptone water. Sir, peptone water तो simple media था. You told me peptone water was simple media. Now why it is synthetic? Peptone is synthetic. Peptone is a synthetic one. We don't get it naturally, right? So peptone 1% is a synthetic substance. So I used a synthetic substance within this. So that's why called as synthetic media. Okay. Now, fourth important thing is special media. Fourth important thing is special media. Okay. Now, there are 2 examples in this special media. What are those 2 examples? One is called as enriched media. I will explain you each and everything in detail. Just listen to this. One is called as enriched media and the other one is called as selective media. ठीक है? क्या क्या है? एक होगा enriched media, another one is selective media. ठीक है? Even if you didn't understand these 2, 3, 4 points, nothing is going to happen. मैं explain करूंगा इसको. Okay? But just write it down. Complex media का example है blood agar, synthetic media example is peptone water, and special media example is the enriched media or the selective media. Okay, so till here, I hope all of you are clear with this. Everyone is clear, right? All right. Now, you need to understand three important terminologies. ठीक है, ये three important terminologies क्या है? What are these three important terminologies? One is called as enriched media, another one is called enrichment media, and third is called as selective media. What is the difference between enriched, enrichment, and selective? Enriched media matlab, for example, I'm telling you this is an enriched media. For example, okay. Now within this, इस मीडिया के अंदर, within this media, there are many nutrients. If there are many nutrients, don't you think many different types of bacteria will grow? Some bacteria want salt. Salt is there in this. It will eat up and grow. Some bacteria want sodium. Sodium is there in this. That bacteria will grow. Third group of bacteria है, इसको calcium चाहिए. Calcium is present in this. It will also grow. Fourth group of bacteria है, that wants phosphate. Phosphate is there in this. That will also grow. It means within this media, there are many number of nutrients that are responsible for the growth of many number of bacteria. That media is called as enriched media. इसका definition पढ़ो. This media contains all nutrients which are required for the growth of wide variety of organisms. I hope you understood this. अभी difference between the first one and the second one. Second one क्या है? Enrichment media. Enrichment media जो है वो liquid media है. Enrichment media matlab this media allows growth of only one particular type of microorganism. Okay, which means within this media I have added only calcium. ठीक है, और कुछ भी add नहीं किया. I did not add anything else. Only calcium I have added. Now after adding only calcium, what will happen? That group of bacteria which want only calcium, only that will grow. Baki they won't grow because they want sodium, they want potassium, they won't grow. The bacteria which want only calcium, only that will grow, right? So that is called as enrichment media. Enrichment media. Selective media क्या होगा? What is selective media? In this selective media, what will I do is that I will take a medium, है ना? I will start growing the bacteria. Many number of bacteria are there right now, but मुझे ना out of all these bacteria, I want बैक्टीरिया नंबर ए टू सर्वाइव. मुझे सिर्फ वही बैक्टीरिया चाहिए. आई वांट ओनली बैक्टीरिया नंबर ए. आई वांट बैक्टीरिया नंबर बी सी डी टू डाई. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? व्हाट विल आई डू इज दैट आई विल पुट सम केमिकल्स, आई विल पुट सम एंटीबायोटिक्स, है ना? आई विल पुट सम कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड कलर्स, जो भी है, वॉट एवर इट इज, I will put in this so that the remaining bacteria will die and the bacteria which I want will survive. So I have selected, for example, let us say there is a medium called Thayer-Martin media. एक example बता रहा हूँ, Thayer-Martin media. Thayer-Martin media सिर्फ you will use this media to grow Neisseria gonorrhea and Neisseria meningitis. So Neisseria organisms, to grow only Neisseria organisms, we use a medium called as Thayer-Martin media. But Neisseria के साथ along with Neisseria, other organisms are also growing. So what will I do? I will add antibiotics into that so that other organisms will die and this organism is survived. You understood all these three important things? Tell me, everyone. Perfectly clear or 50-50? You understood it perfectly, right? Right. So when it comes to enrichment media, this media allows only growth of particular type of organism. When it comes to selective media, contains inhibitory substance. Okay, ये inhibitory substance क्या हो सकता है? It can be antibiotic, it can be a chemical, whatever it is. So inhibit the unwanted bacteria. Clear all of you? Right. Now let us look at the examples of enriched media. Enriched media का examples क्या है? Coming to enriched media, at the end of the class, just ask me what are the things you haven't understood so that I will repeat. Coming to enriched media, two important examples. एक होगा blood agar और दूसरा होगा chocolate agar. One is called as blood agar, another one is called as chocolate agar. Clear? Very good, Sandesh. Very good. One is called as blood agar and the other one is called as chocolate agar. Okay. Now guys, let us make, ये देखो ये blood agar है. You know this blood agar, right? इस blood agar के अंदर ही we discussed three important things. You remember? Alpha hemolytic bacteria, beta hemolytic bacteria, and gamma hemolytic bacteria. We discussed these three important things. You remember that, right? So that we use blood agar only. और ये chocolate जैसा है ना, this is called chocolate agar. ठीक है? Sir, how do I make this blood agar and how do I make this chocolate agar? Now what you do is, all of you pay attention. With I will tell you the ingredients which are located within this, and you will tell me the answer. What is this? Now within this, let us say, there is अच्छे से सुनो. There is water. There is NaCl. There is 1% peptone. There is 1% meat extract, and there is 2% agar. These 5 things are located within this. अब बताओ ये क्या है? What is this? Piyush, we will discuss about these agars, low flux media, BHI and all. We will discuss down subsequently. ये बताओ इसका आंसर बताओ जल्दी. What is this? This is nutrient broth or nutrient agar. Very good, Mohammadullah. Very good, Wasikar, Hasti. Very good, Janvi. Perfect. So this is called as nutrient agar. अब मैं क्या करूंगा? What I will do is that into this nutrient agar, I have already taken in this sample I have already taken 5% sheep RBC. ठीक है? In this I have taken 5% sheep RBC. Now with the help of the syringe, what will I do is that I am going to take the blood like this. ये देखो, I am going to take what? I am going to take 5% sheep RBC. Right. So I have taken 5% sheep RBC into this syringe. Now what I will do, I will add this 5% sheep RBC into this medium like this, into this nutrient agar. Now when I add this entire medium has become red. इसको बोलते हैं blood agar. This medium is called blood agar. What is blood agar? Blood agar is nothing but nutrient agar plus 5% RBC is called as blood agar. Clear all of you? Everyone is clear? So what is this agar over here? What is this agar? Nutrient agar. Nutrient agar plus 5% sheep RBC. 5% sheep RBC. Okay. Now you know what you do? All of you, what you do is that you heat this at 45 degrees centigrade and you will get blood agar. And you will get what? Blood agar. Okay. Clear all of you? Sir, what is chocolate agar? Chocolate agar मतलब ये blood agar को ना, if I heat it to 70 degrees centigrade, if I heat this blood agar to 70 degrees centigrade, I will get this agar called as chocolate agar. This is called as chocolate agar. So, very good, Piyush. Very good. Piyush is already telling here, blood agar, if more heated, then it becomes brown color. Very good. So that is called as chocolate agar. You heat it to 70 degrees, it will become chocolate agar. You cool it back to nutrient agar and sheep agar, 5% sheep RBC. You heat it to 45 degrees, it will become blood agar. All of you understood these two important things. Everyone till here, abhi tak maine jo bataya, everyone is perfectly claro. Right? Himanshika Vyas is there in the class. Understood. Vraj, you understood? Vraj, Mohammed, Tushar, you understood? Vasikar, very good. Arbina, very good. Faria, you understood? Rajvardhan, yeah, Rajvardhan, very good. Very good. Very good, right. So, we discussed what did we discuss over here? We discussed about enriched media. Okay, we discussed about enriched media. Now you told me sir only 2 examples of enriched media, ठीक है, और कुछ examples है क्या? हाँ, so within these enriched media we have got other examples. Other examples, we are not going to discuss all the examples, we will discuss only those examples which were repeated previously. So one is called as blood agar, the second one is called as chocolate agar. We discussed these two things. Okay, apart from this the third important one is called as Dorset agar. ये क्या होगा? ये होगा Dorset agar. And the fourth important thing is Loeffler's serum. Loeffler's serum. Okay, the next important thing is Loeffler's serum. Now I will give you examples of each and everything. ठीक है, एक एक का एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस करेंगे अभी हम. We will discuss the examples of each and everything. Now you told me how to make blood agar. You told me how to prepare blood agar. But why are you preparing blood agar? क्यों कर रहे हो? Why are you preparing blood agar? Why? Because I wanted to culture the organisms. Which organism you want to culture? I wanted to culture Streptococcus. Sirf Streptococcus? No, there are wide variety of organisms, but most widely we culture Streptococcus. And to culture Streptococcus, the most widely used medium is blood agar. ये चीज याद रखो. The most widely used medium to culture Streptococcus is blood agar. So this is the most widely used media, most widely used medium, that is called as your blood agar. ठीक है, खत्म हो गया. Coming to chocolate agar. Why do you use chocolate agar? You use chocolate agar to grow two organisms. One is called as influenza and the other one is called as gonorrhea. Hemophilus influenza. H influenza matlab Hemophilus influenza. I have already written the full forms previously. That is why you have to revise those things. I'll just write now the shortcuts only. N stands for Neisseria gonorrhea. Neisseria gonorrhea. Sir, कैसे याद रखना है? How will I remember these? You know, whenever a girl is really angry, है ना? If she is really angry at you, right? If she is really mad at you, then what you need to do to cool her? क्या करते हो? व्राज, तुम क्या करते हो बताओ? If any girl is really angry at you, right? What is the thing that you do? Gift. है ही नहीं. I did not ask अगर है कि नहीं. No one is having here. ठीक है? But what will you do? Date कहाँ date? She will slap you if you take her to date. She is not even ready to talk to you. What do you need to do? Chocolate देंगे. Very good. Raj is right. Experienced people speak always the right things. So what do? You give a chocolate. What chocolate will do? Chocolate will influence the girls, right? So yeah, I'm just kidding. ठीक है? If there are girls over here, don't take it seriously. This is just for a mnemonic. Chocolate influences girls. Chocolate is chocolate agar, influences मतलब influenza, girls is gonorrhea. अभी ये गलत वे में मत लेना. G for girls, okay? G for gonorrhea. So now you understood this. Now coming to the next important agar, that is called as Dorset. Okay, the next important thing is Dorset. Now if you type in Google Dorset, पता क्या होता है? Dorset is a resort in UK. Okay, Dorset is basically it is a resort. Really, it is a resort in UK. So how will you tell that if that is your resort? How will you tell Dorset is my resort in UK? Dorset is my resort. My मतलब क्या? Mycobacterium. Mycobacterium. So if you wanted to culture mycobacteria, you use which agar? Dorset agar. Dorset agar. Next, Loeffler's. LO is Loeffler's. LOD क्या होता है? LODI. LODI फेस्टिवल भी हो सकता है. बस करो, shut down your dirty minds now. LODI. LO stands for Loeffler-Cerium. DI stands for diphtheria. What diphtheria? Corynebacterium diphtheria. Corynebacterium diphtheria. Okay. So LODI, लोफलर सीरम वी यूज फॉर डिप्थीरिया. ठीक है, ऐसा याद रखो. अभी क्या करें, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस. देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट. इसमें कॉन्सेप्ट बताओ, कहां से बताओ? देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट इन दिस. ओके, नाउ coming to selective media, what did I tell you? I told you selective media matlab you select only few organisms and only those organisms has to grow. Baki jitne bhi grow or hai, the remaining organisms which are growing side to it, you will kill those organisms. Okay, that is called selective media. I think I have already given you one example also. I told you something called as Thayer Martin media, right? So the first example is Thayer Martin media. Very, very, very important. Thayer Martin media. You know, Thayer is a guy. Thayer is a guy who has got two important diseases. Ek tha gonorrhea. One thing he has got is gonorrhea, and second thing he got is meningitis. Gonorrhea as well as meningitis. These are the two diseases Thayer has got. Okay, so just concentrate on whatever I'm telling you. Whatever I'm telling you right now is applicable for the remaining selective media also. ठीक है, ये देखो. Let us say I have taken this agar plate like this. This is an agar plate. Within this agar plate, there are a lot of nutrients. There are a lot of nutrients. Okay. Now what will happen? Obviously, if there are a lot of nutrients, very happily, fungus will grow. Very happily, what will happen? Fungus will grow. Not only fungus, even gram positive bacteria will grow. Gram negative bacteria will grow. Even organisms like Proteus will grow. Organisms like Neisseria gonorrhea will grow. Organisms like Neisseria meningitis also will grow. Many different organisms will grow. But in Thayer Martin media, what I want only gonorrhea and meningitis to grow. Remaining all, I want them to die. If you want them to die, I told you, you have to add antibiotics. The antibiotic which I add over here is vancomycin. Vancomycin, suna kabhi? I hope you have heard of this, vancomycin. Okay? For our mnemonic purposes, what you do is that convert this vancomycin into vancomycin. Vancomycin को convert into vancomycin. I don't think so it is difficult, right? Now, when it is vancomycin, V stands for what? What does V stand for? V stands for vancomycin. Why are you using vancomycin? I wanted to inhibit gram positive bacteria. That is the reason why I will use vancomycin. So क्या होगा यहाँ पे? ये देखो, gram positive bacteria whatever are there, they are dead. Okay. Next, there are gram negative, there is fungus and all these things. How are you going to kill them? I will use CO. What is CO? CO stands for an antibiotic called colistin. CO stands for an antibiotic called colistin. Colistin will kill what? Colistin will kill gram negative bacteria. ये देखो, यहाँ पे gram negative bacteria है, this will die. ठीक है? But one very important point, sir, Neisseria gonorrhea and Neisseria meningitis जो है, वो भी gram negative है. That is also gram negative. But if you are giving colistin, don't you think these two gram negative will die? The remember important thing is that colistin kills all gram negative bacteria except Neisseria gonorrhea and Neisseria meningitis. इसीलिए मैंने colistin use किया. Clear all of you? Third important thing is NI. What does NI? NI stands for nystatin. NI stands for nystatin. Nishoka Suresh, very good. You're right. NI stands for nystatin. Why nystatin? Nystatin is used to kill the fungi. Okay. And finally, prim. Prim matlab kya? Proteus. Sorry, trimethoprim. Trimethoprim. Why do you use trimethoprim? To kill down the Proteus. Proteus is an organism which will cause urinary tract infections. Yaad hai? I told you. Right? So these are the important. So all the organisms are dead. Ye dekho, even fungus is dead, Proteus is dead, all of them are dead. So obviously now Neisseria gonorrhea and Neisseria meningitis will grow. All of you understood till here? Everyone understood? Yes or no? Jaldi batao, fatafat. Be fast. Very good. Now coming to the next important agar, that is called as Campylobacter agar. So Thayer Martin we use for gonorrhea, meningitis. How do you remember? Thayer has gonorrhea and meningitis. In the same way, Campylobacter agar. Why do you use Campylobacter agar? Because I wanted to grow only one organism, and that organism is by name Campylobacter jejuni. Okay, which stays in the jejunum. Campylobacter jejuni. So to kill down this Campylobacter jejuni, I use Campylobacter agar. So along with Campylobacter agar, other organisms also will grow. How are you going to kill them? How I'm going to kill them is that in Campylobacter, what are the first three letters? Cam, C-A-M. C stands for, I will add charcoal to kill the remaining organisms. I will add, let us say A stands for amphotericin B. Okay, I will add amphotericin B and I will also add cefoperazone. Cefoperazone. Okay, cefoperazone is a medium acting antibiotic. Okay, so cefoperazone, charcoal, amphotericin B, and cefoperazone. These are the three things that I will add to kill down these organisms, and only Campylobacter jejuni will leave. Okay, right. Next important thing, third important medium is Lowenstein junction media. Now, in this Lowenstein junction media, what is the important thing? See, whenever you get TB, let us say you have got TB. TB is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Whenever you get TB, your status will be, your activity will be low or it will be high. It will be low. When you get TB specifically, your body activity, right? Your energy levels and all of those will be low for about 6 to 7 months. क्योंकि 6 months तक चलेगा TB का treatment जो है. Okay. So that is why you become low. Low is what? Lowenstein junction media you use for Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Sir, but along with Mycobacterium tuberculosis, other organisms also will grow. So what antibiotics will you add to kill them? I will add penicillin. I will also add malachite green. Malachite green. ये क्या है malachite green? This is dye. है ना? Malachite green क्या है? It is a type of dye. So these are the two things I will add. So this is all you need to know about the selective media. Three things are very important. Thayer Martin, why do we use? Campylobacter agar, why do we use? And Lowenstein junction media, why do we use? Okay. Now after this, we will finish up the class by discussing the last part. ये थोड़ा memory part है, इसको याद करना पड़ेगा. There is no other way. That is differential media. Differential media पता क्यों use करते हैं? To show the differences. Okay, lactose, if it is if an organism is able to ferment lactose, this organism is called lactose fermenter. If this organism is not able to ferment lactose, it is called as non-lactose fermenter. Matlab, you see, I have shown the differences. To show these differences, I will use a medium called as a differential media. Okay, so how do you remember this differential media? Remember it like this: my car totally stopped. My car totally stopped. Now, how do you write down this my car totally stopped? M stands for McConkey agar. What is this agar called as? McConkey agar. Okay. C stands for CLED agar. C stands for what? CLED agar. A stands, T. T stands for TCBS agar. T stands for TCBS agar. And totally stopped है ना, stopped का symbol X है ना, XLD agar. XLD agar. So how many differential medias you have got? You have got McConkey agar, CLED agar, TCBS agar, and XLD agar. Okay. Now, if you want to know the abbreviations, I will write down the abbreviations. अगर चाहिए तो you remember this, or else no one is going to ask you abbreviations, right? They will just in the exam also they will give you TCBS agar, CLD agar, XLD agar and all. Okay, but फिर भी for notes point of view I'm just writing it. CLED मतलब cysteine lactose, electrolyte deficient agar, cysteine lactose electrolyte deficient agar. Okay, TCBS मतलब थायोसल्फेट सिट्रेट, BS मतलब बाइल सॉल्ट्स, थायोसल्फेट सिट्रेट बाइल सॉल्ट्स अगर क्या होता है TCBS. XLD मतलब X stands for xylose, L stands for lysine, xylose lysine deoxycholate, deoxycholate agar. Okay, xylose lysine deoxycholate agar. If you want to remember, only remember, or else not needed at all. Okay, now after this, why did we use McConkey agar? मैंने क्या बोला था? McConkey agar is mainly used to differentiate between what are the bacteria which are lactose fermenters versus non-lactose fermenter. Lactose fermenter मतलब bacteria which will ferment the lactose. Okay, non-lactose मतलब bacteria which will not no Zaki free. This is completely a different one. Okay, so lactose and non-lactose. So how will you identify lactose fermenters? जो है they will look pink color. Okay, non-lactose fermenters जो है they look colorless. Okay, now within this I'm writing it as A and B. ये देखो I have differentiated both of them, lactose from non-lactose. अभी इसमें बताओ which is lactose, which is non-lactose. मैंने क्या बोला था? Lactose fermenters are pink, non-lactose fermenters are colorless. अब ये बताओ. Very good, very good. So this one over here is lactose fermenter, and this one over here is non-lactose fermenter. This is called as non-lactose fermenter. Okay, so like this, if you get a medium, always and always choose the pink one as a lactose fermenter. After that, the next medium is XLD. I told you XLD stands for xylose lysine deoxycholate. Okay, why do we use XLD? XLD we use only for two important organisms, to differentiate between two important organisms. एक है salmonella. You know, salmonella will cause typhoid, and another one is Shigella. Salmonella and Shigella. Now, how does Salmonella look? Salmonella looks like red colonies with black centers. कैसे? Red colonies with black centers. Red colonies with black centers. Or Shigella, only red colonies. Only red colonies. So I have to differentiate between Salmonella and Shigella. अभी ये देखो, इसमें इसमें बताओ ये शिगेल्ला कौन सा है, साल्मोनेला कौन सा है? A and B. Okay, tell me which is salmonella here, A or B? A or B, which is salmonella over here? Answers तो देख लिया, very good. Salmonella, what did I tell you? Red colonies with black centers. यहाँ पे what is black? Black नहीं दिख रहा आप लोगों को? ये कहां से आ रहे कशिश? Very good. Very good. So B. Okay. So Salmonella on XLD is this one. That is red colonies with black centers. And this is what? What is this? These are red colonies, Shigella. Clear, all of you? This is one important thing which you need to know. Clear? Right. The next important agar we will discuss over here is CLED agar. What did I tell you? CLED matlab cysteine lysine electrolyte deficient agar is called as CLED agar. CLED agar we use only to identify one organism, वो है Proteus. पूरा नाम है Proteus mirabilis. ये क्या करता है? ये this will cause urinary tract infection. This will cause urinary tract infection. So for this, what kind of colonies which you see? ये देखो, this is how the colonies look. How are the colonies? These colonies are called as, they look like translucent blue colonies. Translucent blue colonies. Okay, just if you get this picture in the exam, just blindly put it as CLED media. All these are one word answers. Okay, one word questions which are asked in the exam. Okay, After CLED, the next important medium which we will discuss is TCBS. This will be the last media. Okay, thiosulfate citrate bile salts media. TCBS, why do we use? To differentiate between two organisms over here. One is called as Vibrio cholera. Another one is called as Vibrio parahemolyticus. Vibrio cholera and Vibrio parahemolyticus. Out of these two, this picture, whatever you can see, this is called as a Vibrio cholera. So these colonies are called as flat yellow colonies. What are these colonies? Flat yellow colonies. Flat yellow colonies. Okay. So far, never in the exam parahemolyticus has been asked. Mostly they have asked only one, that is Vibrio cholera. Just remember this picture. Okay. So that is flat yellow colonies. So I can understand that ये part जो था last वाला, this might be little bit boring क्योंकि memory part ज़्यादा है, but you have to remember it. We can't do anything for that, right? So let us do the questions finally and end up this session. ठीक है? ये बताओ, ये वाला questions जो है they were repeated previously. The solidifying agent used in microbiology laboratories to solidify the medium is A, B, C, D. Which one? Very good, Romita. Romita answered first. Very good. Kashish, very good. Sultan, very good. Sultan, answer देख लो एक बार फिर से. It is what? Agar. What is agar? Agar is a solidifying media. Agar ye, this is like a water. If this water has to become a solid, then मैं क्या करूँगा? I'm adding agar. Okay. I'm adding what? I'm adding agar into this. When I add agar into this, this will become solid. Okay. Blood agar medium is. Blood agar is an example of. Very good. It is an example of enriched medium. It is an example of enriched medium. Very good. Very good. Very good. Peptone water and nutrient broth are what media? बताओ, peptone water and nutrient broth are what media? They are called as basal media. Basal media मतलब इसका दूसरा नाम है simple media. Simple media. Why are you calling it as simple media? Because in this I'm going to add only one important masala, that is peptone water. Clear all of you? The most commonly used solidifying agar is obtained from, I did not tell you this thing, I will just tell you, write it here, that is red algae. So agar from where do we get? We get it from red algae. So agar is containing what? Agar is containing polysaccharide. It is made up of polysaccharide and it is containing what? Red. It is made up of red algae. Clear all of you? Everyone is perfectly clear, guys? Yes or no? Jaldi batao, fatafat. Everyone, you understood? You loved this session, batao. Comparatively from yesterday, how is this session today? We cooked something. Huh? I'll send a parcel for you also, these things. Right. So, what I'm telling you is that study with the concepts. Okay? Study with the concepts. When you have a opportunity to study everything with a concept, I only love to teach with the concept. Okay? So when you study with the concepts, only then you will understand whether it might be anatomy or whether it might be microbiology, whatever it is. And one more important thing is that, guys, all of you, everyone be careful, because nowadays there is a new variant that is released. So yesterday, that is called as JN.1. Okay, that is a new variant of COVID. Okay, so what I will do is that I will just put down the link. I did not there is a 3-minute video which I've recorded yesterday itself. So in that, I have told you what about this JN.1. If you have interest, you see that video, or else if you want, if you know to wear the mask daily, maintain the distance and all, zarurat nahi hai. Okay, I'll just put up the link over here in case. Okay, in case if you wanted to look at it, just look at it, go through it. I'll just put up the link right now very fastly. Right. So In the chat box, I'm putting the link there. Where is the chat? Chat. Yeah. You see, I've kept the link there with the username DK. Okay. So look at this video and be careful, all of you. Okay. Be careful. Selfies, photos, बाद में ले सकते when your health is really good. So this is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for your patience and all. So goodbye, take care, and love you all.